Hey y'all, it's Tuesday. I'm gonna put my glasses up here because we know what happened last time. It's Tuesday and I am not feeling my greatest, but anyway, just trying to get things done and keep it going with the day. I wanted to, I guess it's a new week, so we should start off with like a new lesson. So this week I really wanted to talk about, not dying in the disappointments. I was actually looking back at some photos that Miller and I had taken while we were in Oakland. And then yesterday we were just kind of having like a moment of reminiscing. And we happened to look at both of our Facebook stories. And we were both kind of doing big things, and I realized that yesterday was 1 year to the day that I did my a retreat in Oakland that really was like a game changer for me as a teacher, and Oakland, I don't know, just has such a powerful, space in my heart, and Ocean Beach in San Francisco. It's just like, that's my place in the world or one of my places in the world. I call it my third home in my heart, where, I just feel a sense of rejuvenation and I feel a sense of connection. And I just feel, like my spirit guides that are leading me and, trying to encourage me to keep going. I just feel them really strongly. And before my dad passed, one of the things that he, kept urging me to do was to go to Oakland and to go to California. He was just like, you just need to go. And I know that you're going to have a great time, but you just need to go. And so, last year on the 17th, I actually wrote a post where just kind of chronicling the day of like when I got there that morning, and then I decided I was gonna go to a different beach, and I think it was actually the beach that I was led to was like a man-made beach, and I was like, no, I'm just gonna go back to the ocean, even if it takes me all morning to do it, and so I took a lift and got in the lift, and my Lyft driver's name was Muhammad. My dad's name is Muhammad, and and then he was telling me about there's a street, and if y'all know where this street is and you got a picture of it, I would love if you would just send it to me because I didn't actually get a chance to go. But he was telling me that there's a street in Oakland and it's called Rashida and Muhammad, and I was just like, what? Like I was just so blown away and just like felt very guided to be there. And then the class that we had was just so rich and so powerful. Like, to this day, thinking about that experience just really brings me to tears. And so, it was like going to Oakland last year was like a really big deal for me. I, was transitioning, earlier in the year out of a relationship that needed to end. And I had finally just decided, I'm like, you know what, listen, like, I'm not going to stay in this house anymore that we shared together. Like, I'm definitely going to get myself together and I'm going to leave. And I remember writing, and I'm cooking breakfast, y'all, so you're just going to have to, bear with me as I move around. Oh, no, I done burned my bacon. Damn it. Well, that's that. Okay. Got the bacon is literally burnt. Okay. So shit. Oh man. Alright, I gotta. Oh, that's horrible. I hate that smell. So anyway, um transitioning out of this relationship that needed to end, and then, giving myself the opportunity to move out of the home that we shared together. And I was just like, I had been writing in my notebook. I'm like, I'm going to Oakland. I'm going to Oakland. I don't know how I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to Oakland. And so finally, I bought a ticket. I was like, I don't care if no one shows up for class. Like, I am going to Oakland no matter what. And so, we made the Oakland trip happen, and I took this picture standing on one of the cliffs at Ocean Beach, and it was just such a marker. And then this year, getting a chance to go back and seeing how drastically different my life is now was just so was just really powerful. It's just something that I just can't, I can put it into words, but it just feels like none of the words that I ever choose just feel to like, really grasp like the feeling of like being there, being married, and, my work having grown and my practice having grown, and really giving myself the space and opportunity to, make a shift in my life. And one of the things I kept telling myself last year was like, it's this or something better, this or something better, this or something better. It can never be that the disappointment that happens is the be all and the end all. Like, that's the end of the story, And I'm going to go all woo woo and preachy on you. But, like, if the story doesn't end in our victory, if it doesn't end in, us being uplifted and edified, like, it's not over. Like, your journey is not over. And so that's one of the things that it took me a really long time to grasp that concept, especially when hard things were happening. It was like, well, this shit is happening and I'm not really sure how to deal with it. And it just felt like the world would just collapse on top of me. But, really, last year I took the reins back and I was just like, what, I'm going to start making the changes that I know that I can make, and, just trusting myself to like build the capacity for whatever, lessons I need to learn along the way. And then we're going to go from there. Like, I can't beat myself up for what I don't know. I can't beat myself up for the experiences that I don't yet have. I can't beat myself up for those things. But I have to know that it's this or something better. It's never going to be anything less than, right? I'm not going to just receive less than just because, like, that's all I deserve. Like, I'm going to have an experience that is better, that is this or something better than this. The universe always trades up. The universe is always looking out for the desires of our heart. And one of the things that I did, and this is not a like, you can get married too, and like, you don't have to be single forever. Like, this is not that at all, because I think it's a very empowering choice to choose to be single, or to choose to only date, or to choose to be solo poly, or I think those are really powerful choices, and it really is about the life that you desire to live. But if you also desire to have a partner, if you desire to get married, the main point to remember is that you have to, you have to call out for it. You have to be very clear about the thing that you're wanting. And that was one of the exercises that I continuously took myself through, was just rewriting the vision that I have for my life, and continuously allowing myself to be very clear about what it is that I wanted. I won't say that I didn't hit some roadblocks, because I definitely hit some roadblocks. I dated some people that weren't really in alignment with, the desire that I have for myself, with this desire to have a family. I made some mistakes, you know what I mean? And I had some really great learning lessons. I had some painful learning lessons, but that's all a part of the envisioning process, and getting back clear and getting back in alignment with the thing that it is that you want for your life. You can't just, passively say you want something, but then never actually tend to the vision. You've got to, intentionally feed it, nurture it, see it, continue to cultivate it, continue to add to it, scratch things off the list, put things back on the list. Like, you've got to continue to do that practice. And I must have done this practice repeatedly, maybe every day or every night, for several months, before, I was really in a place in my dating life and really in a place in my business that felt empowering for me. My audience started to grow. I was starting to, sell out classes, and, those were the things I was like, this really feels good. And I was getting a chance to travel as well, which was, super important for me. And so my thing for the week, our focus for the week, is don't die in the disappointment. Don't allow yourself to die in the disappointments of the things that have happened in your past. Like, give yourself an opportunity to rewrite the vision, rewrite your story, so that you can, really take charge of what it is that you want next. And if you can simply just think about it, like, where do you want to be in the next 3, 6, 12 months? Like, what does that actually look like for you? And just start to write that down. So I would love to, continue this conversation. For me, check the bottom of my email, or check the bottom of this post for the ways that we can continue to work together. I love y'all. I hope you have a beautiful week. All right.